What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Kinstretch class brought to you by Stretch Effect. My name is Coach Luke, and I'll be taking you through today's class. So the focus of today's class is all about hips, right? So our hips are called the ball and socket joint, meaning they're very mobile, meaning they have a lot of range that they can work through. So today's class is really going to be focusing on all those major motions that we go through. So what we talk about is like hip internal rotation, hip external rotation, hip flexion, hip extension, what we call AB or abduction and adduction. So really focusing on really kind of breaking those movements down into their component parts, and then really kind of putting them back together with some hip cars and some other movements that we'll be going through today. So we're going to get right to class today. So we're going to go right into our hip cars, right? So like we talked about in past classes, we have cars for all of our joints that we're going to go through. And really the focus of today's class will be our hips. And we have a lot that we want to get to. So we're just going to go right into our hip cars and our hip capsule cars. And then in subsequent classes, or you can just watch a cars one-on-one class that we've recorded, that you can go through all the major joints of the body. And that's something that we encourage you to do every morning before workouts at the end of the day. But really focusing on today's class will be on hips. So we're going to go right into our hips, capsule cars, and regular cars. Okay, so let's just get right to it. We're going to be in our side lying position. So we'll be, if you have a block, you can use it for your head. If not, you can just take your forearm and you can lay on the side there. This one out of the way here. So I should be laying on my side. I'm going to stack my shoulders just like this, so my core will be engaged. Legs about 45 degrees. You can even have them all the way up to 90 if you like. If you want the core's engaged here, you can take the top hand, press down into the floor, and then I'm just going to pull up on my top leg here. So bottom hand, right? So bottom arm pressing into the floor, bottom leg into the floor, top hand into the floor. I'm just going to pull the knee up into hip flexion. Open up. This is called abduction. As I rotate foot back and behind me, that is internal rotation into extension. And then I'll swing through back to my start position, and then just reverse opposite direction. It's hip extension. Open up, abduction, external rotation. Now this is abduction as I come through. So one more rep there. Just really taking you through the actual names of the movements so you can start to put them together as we do our hills, rails, and other focuses of today's class. So these are just full motion of what a hip should be able to do. Right? That's why cars are so valuable and why we encourage you to do them anytime, anywhere, all the time. The more you do them, the better. So we will go into what's called capsule cars. So from here, I'll pull up into flexion, and then I'll open up as much as I can here, without my body opening up, right? So we want to get hip abduction, but we don't want the pelvis to open up as well, right? So a lot of people don't think that hip and pelvis are actually two different things, right? So we want the hip to be able to move on a stable pelvis, right? So we're going to call these capsule cars, right? So I'm just going to go internal rotation, so my foot will rotate back, just like we did in that cars that we just did. And we go external rotation, foot rotates forward. Internal rotation, although the foot's rotating out, the femur, my upper leg, is actually rotating in, which makes it internal rotation. External rotation, foot rotates in, femur rotates out. Let's see, one more there. Internal and external. Okay, we're going to do, it's called supine capsule cars. So that's just going to lay on our back. So we're going to go same hip, right? So I'll be on my back, but I'm going to go left hip will be up in the air. I just want to get familiar with this motion again, right? So I'm going to go external rotation, foot rotates in. Find your end, kind of push into that boundary, fight for a little bit more. Internal rotation, foot drives out, find your end, push into that boundary for a little bit more. We got two more there. External, foot rotates in. Internal, foot rotates out. One more, last one. Think nice and slow. Push in, push into that boundary. Get familiar with that feeling there. There's some inner thigh stuff working here. And last one, internal rotation. Foot rotates out. Keep pushing. Feel that outer hip will light up. And relax. Okay. From here, I will go onto my other side. I'm going to lay on my left side here. I'm going to be working right hip. So if you know yoga block, that's okay. Use that forearm. Rest your head. We'll go 2 full cars. And with 3 capsule cars, which is just internal, external rotation. Okay, so I'm stacking my knees, hand presses into the floor for stability, bottom arm into the floor for stability. Stack those shoulders so I'm not shrugging up in here, right? Core's engaged, take a breath in, brace that core, and then we'll move up, open, so that's my abduction, internal rotation, press that heel back, and through, reverse that motion, extension, lift that leg, over, and through. Great one to do start of your day before you get things moving. Great way to make sure that no matter what, put some motion into those hips every single day. One thing I tell people, if you did one exercise for the rest of your life, not that you would just do one, but if you did, hip car is a great one to go with. Okay, so we're gonna go 2, so that was 2 hip cars, now we're gonna go 3 capsule cars, right? So I'm gonna stay here, it's abduction as much as I can while I keep my bottom leg down. So core is engaged. I'm here, hands foot presses on the floor. Internal, foot rotates back. External, foot rotates forward. Push into that boundary, find your end range and push into it, fight for a little bit more. External, drive forward with that foot. Femur's rotating out, we got one more there. Push into it, get familiar with that feeling. Back, just outer hip lighten up. Drive in, feel that whole inner thigh as we pull that foot forward. And back down, and around the back. Supine position here, so I'll land this side so you can see my outer hip. So I'm here, knees at 90, arms are on the floor, back is flat to the ground, and I will externally rotate, so foot rotates in, inner thigh lighten up, find your end, fight for more. Back to neutral. Internally rotate, foot rotates out, find your end, fight for more. 2 more there. External. Internal. Take about 3-second iso holds. Feel that on the internal. Inner thigh on the external. So 1 more. Internal rotation. Drive out, drive out, drive out. And back down. So the reason we do capsule cars, right? So capsule cars is the external internal rotation of our hip. It's really the kind of the prerequisite motion for everything else that we're going to do, right? So not only flexion, extension, all the other motions we're going to go through today, like tails and rails and lift offs and things like that, but squatting, lunging, all the motions that you do with your body. Healthy internal rotation, especially of that hip capsule, really is the kind of the prerequisite for all other hip motions. So the healthier you can make your internal external rotation, the healthier your capsule, and then the more workspace, which is dictated by your cars that we go through, the better you're going to feel. Okay, so from here we're going to go into what's called adduction, abduction. We're going to lift towards the midline of the body here. So we're going to feel this whole inner thigh lighten up on this one, right? So you're going to lay on your side. Use that arm for stability. If you have the block, you can use the arm. Rest your head. Take my top leg, so in this case my left leg over here. You don't have to be straight up and down. You can have it come down here, whatever's most comfortable for you and your hips. If you can hold on to this leg. If this is too easy for you to lift this leg here, you can always come up kind of this position or even up here. That's very challenging. I don't think many people are going to be super comfortable in that one, right? So we're just going to lay all on the side. The leg will be locked out. Try to squeeze this core out on the leg that's on the floor. We're just going to do 5. It's called adduction lift off. So my body's tight, core's engaged. I'm just going to lift up. Lift the heel, right? Don't just the foot, right? Kind of lift the heel straight up, right back down. That's 1. Up. 2. Up. 3. 2 more there. Take it up. Pause. Fight a little bit more. Keep driving. 4. Last 1. Body's tight. Lock out the leg and lift. Feel that inner thigh. Lighten up. Come back down. 5 on the right. 5 on the left. So bottom leg is locked out. Try to line up your leg, your knee, your hip, and your shoulder. All in a straight line. Make sure your body's in good position. Make sure everything's feeling good. We're locking out this leg. Squeeze that quad. And lift. Back down. try to line up your heel of your right leg right on your left. So as you go up, you're not kicking forward. You're just staying right in a nice straight line, lifting straight up to maximize what's called our abductors. Or your groin muscle group there. That's 3. 2 more here. Lift. Down. Last one is going to get holds. Keep trying to fight for more, and back down. Very good. So that was a little warm up for us here. We're going to go right into what's called 90-90. So our 90-90 position is called that because we have that 90-degree bend of this knee, 90-degree bend of this knee. Right, so it doesn't need to be exactly 90-90. It's always about finding what's best for you and your body, right? So if you have some pain or discomfort in the knee, you can always play around with position here. You may need to lean back a little bit, just give yourself some space to kind of work through here. We're going to start with what's called the internal rotation stretch here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my left hand on my left hip. Instead of just rotating my shoulders, I want to take my hand and actually use that hand to rotate my pelvis open and then closed. Open, closed, open. This last one, we're just going to open and stay open. And if you're very mobile, you can stay up like here, and you can hold your shins in place and just stay tall and keep trying to rotate this thing left sit bone, left tailbone, or left butt cheek to the floor. If you want, if it's more comfortable, I'll be in this position today. Leaning back on those hands, just trying to get more, not just rotation of the torso. I don't want to just wrench the lower back. I want to rotate my pelvis closer to the floor. So you should go good stretch, middle of the hip here, on the underside of that leg here, as we roll into more internal rotation. Okay, so we're just going to hang out here while I explain our pails and rails. We're going to do 1 set of pails and rails today. Okay, so normally we do about a 2-minute or more passive stretch, and then we do about a 10-second ramp, which just means I'm going to progressively press my foot and ankle down into the floor, building up over about a 10 to 15 second window there. So we're going to go for about 10 seconds, build up, and then we're going to hold our maximum, greatest, safest effort for about another 10 seconds. That's our pails contraction. And then our rails contraction, I'm driving my knee into the floor, trying to lift my foot, and we'll hold for about 15 seconds. So you should not be able to lift your foot because we're at our true end range of internal rotation. You should not be able to get your foot off of the ground. If it does, that's okay. That just means you either rolled out of it this way, or you just weren't at your true end range, which is okay. You're still strengthening the range that you're in, or just not strengthening your end range, which is, again, it's totally okay. As you do this more, you can continue to work into more internal rotation, and then you'll definitely get a feel for what that end range strength feels like. Okay, so normally we go for about 2 minutes. For now, we're just going to go probably about a minute and a half. Okay, so just take one more deep breath. Think. A 4-second inhale, and then about an 8 to 10 second exhale, preferably into the nose, out through the nose. So if you're breathing through the mouth, that's okay. Okay, so I think knee will stay on the floor here, but we're pressing hard through the foot and ankle. Okay, so take a breath in. Pack the air down, get that core nice and tight, and then slowly start pressing foot and ankle of my left heel into the floor. Okay, so start grabbing down, build that up. We're about 20%, 30, 40, keep going harder, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and max effort hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Drive the knee down, try to stay open, keep driving your heel or your hip closer to your heel. Try to lift that heel up in the air while you're driving your knee into the floor. Press that knee down, straight into it here. Keep going, keep trying to lift, keep trying to rotate more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly relax, and your body will get a little bit more internal rotation. Take one more deep breath here. Big exhale. See if you can get a little bit more range in that internal rotation, and then we'll slowly just take that hand back. We'll rotate out of it there. If you want to rotate open, rotate close. You'll probably notice that your body gives you a little bit more room to work with. And close. Very good. So from here, before we switch sides, we've got a little bit more work. Okay, so we're going to go external rotations. This was internal, so this was like lifting my foot closer to the wall when we're doing the sideline hip cars. Now we're doing external rotation, okay? So external rotation is the one that you saw the foot rotated up this way, right? So the femur is rotating out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get nice and tall. I'm gonna lift my chest, right? Imagine I have a string from my belly button, pulling my belly button up and forward, okay? So instead of just what you'll see a lot of people do is they'll stretch down here. I will get a stretch on the lower leg, but that's not necessarily what we want. We want to stretch on that hip capsule of the hip that's on the floor, right? So we do that not by just folding down, but by actually rotating the femur on the pelvis, just like we did here, right? We rotated the pelvis on the femur, right? So we're rotating pelvis on this leg into more external into a greater stretch on the hip capsule by trying to lift my pelvis, right? So belly button lifts up, tailbone lifts up as well. So butt goes back and up, belly button goes forward and up. So you see this arch in my lower back here. So the more that I can do that stretch here, the more I'm gonna get a stretch on my right hip capsule. Okay, so I'm gonna sit tall, try to stick our butt out, try to lift your tailbone, lift your belly button, and then if you're really mobile, you can start to take belly button out over this knee here, okay? So we're gonna right hip capsule stretch for external rotation, okay? So we're just gonna hang out here, again, breathe, think 4 count inhale, 8 count exhale, or 4 or 5 count inhale, 8 to 10 second exhale. Thinking tall chest, you may need to shift your body to find the best stretch for you, right? So if it's the first time doing it, you can just start chest right over your knee. If you want to shift a little bit to the left, shift a little bit to the right, that's totally okay. Okay, so from here, I'm gonna think tall, right? And just breathe. So the more I breathe, the more I relax, the more I want to try to lift that tailbone, get that belly button out forward and not just down, right? So again, inhales, I'm building the contraction up for 10 seconds, crushing my foot and ankle down into the floor this time. Knee will stay down, but the pressure is in the foot and ankle. And I'm gonna hold that again, max effort for another 10 seconds. And then I'll quickly shift to rails. So we're not building, we're just going right into rails, which is knee dragging down, and I'm trying to lift my foot. Again, if you lift your foot, that's okay. That just means you're not at your true end range, which again, you're still strengthening. It's just not your deepest possible end range position, okay? So let's take a breath in. Brace that core, get as deep in that stretch as you can, and then slowly start pressing foot and ankle into the floor. Build that up for 10 seconds. 10, 9, second, get a little bit harder. A little bit harder. 6, 5, 4, 3, about 80%, 2, 1. Max effort, drive down, foot and ankle into the floor. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Try to lift that foot, pull yourself deeper into that stretch, lift that belly button, lift that tailbone, crush that knee to the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Body may give you a little bit extra range. Keep trying to lift the chest, lift the tailbone. Good stretch on that right hip capsule, and then we'll slowly come out of that stretch there. Very good. Okay, from here, I'm gonna go into what's called abduction. So that's just gonna be lifting knee, shin, foot off the ground all together, right? So I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. I just want to think, solidify the torso. I'm just trying to lift knee, shin, foot all together. Okay, so you may need to do a couple practice reps to find where your torso has to be, because I don't want to just do that, right? I want to find where my torso needs to be, solidify, brace, and then just lift knee, shin, foot all together. Okay, so from here, find that position, do a couple practice reps, lock in that body. We're just going to be 5 abduction liftoffs. Okay, so from here, I will think lift knee, shin, foot, straight up. Try to put them all together, same time. Straight up, and 2, straight up, 3, 2 more there, nothing else moves, 4, last one, lift and hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Okay, from here, I'm going to open up, kind of like how we did my intro. You don't need to rotate all the way open. We're just going to sit right here. We're going to do what's called a hinge. So this hinge will be how we transfer to the other side. So we're just going to start with just 5 abduction hinges. Okay, so I'm going to think big toes in the floor, heel of my left foot lifts up, and I'm just going to think right knee into the ground, subtle tension there. I'm just going to lift my left knee open as much as I can without anything else moving, and then close it back up. Okay? 5 reps, our 5th rep, we'll start our transfer to the other side. So then heel up, big toe down, rotate over that big toe. Try to get a little bit more with each round, with each rep. That's 2. Each rep, then get a little bit more range. That'll help take a big exhale as you move. So inhale, exhale, and move. 3. Inhale as you come down. Again, you go in through your nose, out through your nose. Rotate. This is 4. Right knee stays on the floor. Try to really open that knee. Really try to drive. There, imagine I was there with you, driving your knee down. Push into that resistance. This is 5. Open, 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 open. From here, hand stays down. Now I will try to continue to rotate my torso now, but that will give me a little bit more room to rotate my knee. Once I can't get any more, then I will bring my right knee as if this knee is pulling this knee on a string, right? Knees are staying as wide apart as possible. This is called bear sit right here. We will come back to this position. This is one that we will definitely be taking some time in. I will continue to transfer. Left knee still leads, but this knee stays open. I'm trying to pull my knees apart while I go through this motion here, okay? So from here, rotate as far as I can. Once the left knee touches, I will take my right hand over, still as wide apart as possible. And then from there, I'm just going to transfer right knee, rotate into the floor, and then I'll re-center myself. You can readjust. Now we are in 99 on the other side. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. We'll do 1 Pills rails, 1 Pills rails, 5 abduction, and then we'll transfer and then we'll stop and bear sit for our next round of exercise. Okay? So from here, let's just get right back into it. So we're going to do 3 reps. Open and close. Open, close, open, stay open. Now you can sit back a little bit. While I sit back, depending on what you need, you can continue to rotate more. Again, if you're really mobile, you can grab each ankle. If it's uncomfortable here, you can continue to lean back even more. Try to get more rotation open, trying to get my right butt cheek to the floor. Again, if you have any knee discomfort here, you can change position. You can lift the knee up on the block. You can change the position here. You can open up a little bit more. You can just, it could also be that you're trying to rotate too much with your torso. And just putting strain on the inside of the knee. So really just think rotate here. So you can just kind of stay in this position. Just trying to rotate at the hips, right? We're trying to rotate our pelvis over a stable femur here, right? So in this position here, stretching that hip, open up 90 degrees. We'll just stretch and we'll just breathe while I explain Kobe one more time. And we'll get right into it, okay? So my pills, I'm driving down, foot and ankle, my right foot into the floor, building that contraction up to 10 seconds. I'm gonna hold my greatest seconds effort, right? So it's gonna be different for you, for 10 seconds. And then my rails, I'm going right into rails, right? I'm driving knee into the floor, attempting to lift my foot, so that would be more internal rotation of that femur without rotating out of it, right? I don't want to do this with the foot. I want to, if anything, I want to keep trying to fight to get more towards my heel. That'll take me to more internal rotation. That'll make it even harder to lift because we're not actually going to lift the foot off the floor. It's all about the intention to internally rotate more, which is driving that knee down, trying to lift that foot. You should definitely feel good steps going on that hip here, okay? So let's take a breath in. Pack the air down, core nice and tight. And from there, start slowly pressing foot and ankle into the ground. We're going to build that up for 10. 9. Each second, get a little bit more. 8. 7. Can't keep rotating more to your right. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Greatest effort into the floor for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Knee drives down, try to lift that foot off the floor. Stay open. If anything, rotate more to your right. Lift that foot. Attempt to lift the foot. Knee crushes into the ground. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then as you relax your body, will let you get a little bit deeper into that range of motion. Get back a little bit if you need to. Push it a little bit more. Take breath. And then we'll slowly come out of that. And then let's just do 3 rotations here. Our third one, and we'll close it back up. And now we're back in external rotation. So that is the stretch of my front hip. Again, this one can be kind of tough to find the stretch on, right? So we're going to lift the belly button, lift tailbone, big chest, nice and proud. Stick your butt up behind you. Try to lift your tailbone and stretch that left hip capsule. Okay, so from here, our tails, building up 10 seconds, drive the foot and ankle through the floor. And we'll hold max effort, driving down for another 10 seconds. On rails, I'm trying to lift the foot. Knee crushes down right into that contraction. I'm trying to lift and then pull myself deeper into an external rotation stretch for 15 seconds. That is my rails. And then we'll come out of that, go into my abduction thrust. Okay, so make it set. Good stretch. One more big deep breath, right? Inhale 4 to 5 seconds. 8 to 10 second exhale, in through the nose, out through the nose. On the exhale, see if you can get deeper into that stretch. Keep trying to lift that tailbone. Keep trying to lift that chest. Keep trying to lift that belly button. Take a breath in. Solidify that core. And slowly start driving foot, ankle into the ground for 10. Now, each second, get a little bit more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Max effort, drive down 10 seconds. 10, 9, everything you got. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drive the knee down, rails. Pull yourself deeper into that stretch. Try to lift that foot. Crush down, crush down, crush down, crush down, crush down. That knee. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax your body a little bit more. Continue to try to lift that tailbone, lift that chest. Feel that good stretch on that left hip capsule, and slowly come out of that there. Okay, let's go into our abduction. Okay, so I'm just lifting knee, shin, foot off the floor. Again, just like we said on the other side, it's all about lifting them all together, right? I don't want to lift the knee first, I'm going to try to lift them all together. But right and left side may be a little different, right? So just because you may have been here for your abduction on the first side, you may need to lean out a little bit more. So I know for me, my right side is a little bit more challenging, so I lean out a little bit more because I don't want to do that, right? I want to think lift all together on its own, just with the torso solidified, okay? So find where you gotta be, so a couple practice reps if you need to. Here, boom, good. Okay, from there I will lift. Back down, 1, lift, back down, 2, lift, back down, 3, lift, all together down, 4, last one, hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. So that's called abduction lift off. So that's the opposite side of adduction, abduction that we did earlier in the workout that we did with the straight leg, as we did. From here, just like we did on the other side, it's going to be 5 hinges. So I'm just going to open up a little bit, just like we did our internal rotation pose earlier, but we don't need to be in max internal rotation stretch. Okay, so just open, lean back. Big toe down, heel is up on my right leg. Rotate around that big toe. And close. That's 1. Open up, rotate each time, try to get a little bit more range. 2. Open up, fight for more. 3, remember big exhale as you rotate, right? So inhale, exhale, You notice you got a little bit more on that one, right? 4, last one here, we're gonna continue to transfer, but we'll stop in bear, okay? So here, open up, open up, open up, open up, nothing else moves, left knee is still on the floor, left knee still on the floor, do as much as you can, take one more big inhale, exhale, give yourself a millimeter more, now I can't go any more with that knee, so now I start to bring the left knee with it, continue to transfer, knees are allergic to each other, driving those knees apart, and I will stay, just reset, and this is called bear sit, okay, so my bear sit, it's just what's called abduction, so I'm driving my knees away from the midline, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to sit up here, so knees are about 90 degrees, this position is comfortable for you, we can stay here, and then we will actually grab the shins and pull ourselves up while our elbows drive our knees away from our body towards the floor. If this is uncomfortable for you, or if you feel like you need to slouch down, you can grab a block, or you can grab some books, something that you can elevate your tailbone on. That'll give you a little bit more space. It'll make this position a little bit more manageable. Okay, we're not going to be spending a whole lot of time in this stretch here. So we're just going to go kind of right into our tails and rails. So for here, just want to get a good breath. Okay, so we're just going to continue to stretch while I explain here. Okay, so always trying to sit tall, right? Imagine you have a string pulling your head up from the floor, and we're just trying to get as tall as you possibly can. Hands can grab the shins or lower ankles, but we're just going to really use our arms, our elbows, to drive those knees closer to the floor, giving you a good stretch to the inside of your thighs here. Okay, so sit tall. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang on this passive stretch a little bit, just take nice deep breaths. The lower I can get into my range, the better. My tails, again, I'm building up to the first time, driving knees into my elbows, right, towards the midline of my body, but my elbows are actually driving out and doesn't let anything move, right? So it's isometric contraction, contracting, and we're not moving, okay? So it'll be a 10-second ramp, and then a 10-second hold, okay? So if this is the first time doing this type of stretch during this class, do not go up to your 100% max effort, right? If you've done this before, if you're familiar with it, you know the feeling, you can work up to 100%, but it's the first time doing it, maybe stop at about 60 to 70%, get a good contraction, get a good squeeze here, but then just as you go into rails, that's when you can go a little bit harder now as I try to pull my knees away from my elbows, trying to drive my knees farther to the ground. And again, rails, we go right into it, that'll be about 15-second hold there. We'll do one set of what's called lift-offs, and then we'll transfer positions, okay? So I'm gonna sit tall, use those elbows, press down as much as I can, get comfortable here. So I'm locked in, knees are close to the floor, as close as I can get into the stretch. Take a breath in, raise that core, and then slowly start driving knees into elbows, elbows back down to knees. Start at 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%, first time doing it, stop here, 70%, 80%, 90%, greatest savings ever for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull those knees away from your elbows, arms stay still. Now let's think I'm trying to drive my knees close to the ground. If you want to lift, just really think drive away, drive away, drive away, drive away, drive away. Keep going, keep going, keep driving, keep lowering those knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. You may notice your knees got a little bit lower there. You can get a little bit deeper into that stretch. What we're going to do is think still fit tall. I'm going to close my knees up just a little bit. Think 2 inches or so, maybe 3. Again, I'm going to sit tall. We're going to do what's called 5 passive range lift-offs for hip abduction. Okay, so I'm holding the shins. I'm going to think arms stay still, right? Elbows stay locked out. My knees will pull away from my arms. So from here, without my arms, knees will do this, back in, this, back in, right? So I'm trying to drive into my active end range, okay? So sit up tall, knees coming in just a little bit, body's engaged, core's tight, and then think lift off, hold. Now we got 5 reps total, 4 more. Sit tall, lift off, and hold. Should feel some outer hips working there. We got 3 more, and lift. Hold, good. 3 more. That was 3. 2 more. There we go. Body's locked in. Make better rep each time. Lift. Good, good, good. You want to move the arms, you feel like you can sit tall. We'll go from there, boom. Last one, we're gonna hold 5 seconds. Here we go, ready, lift and hold. 5, 4, drive those knees out, drive those knees out, drive those knees out. 3, 2, 1, and relax, okay? So from there, if you want to get some little hinges, those you just kind of get some life back in those inner thighs. Maybe quite a new feeling if you've never done this before. From here, we are gonna stay leaning back. Okay, I'm gonna do what's called the transfer to the butterfly. So my butterfly, I will sit tall, core engaged, and then I'm just gonna think lift my left leg. So I'm gonna think lift just that foot straight up. Holding my knee where it's at, I'm gonna bend my knee, pull my foot in, and then set down. Okay, so good stretch on that side. From here, I will lift my right foot straight up. Keep the right knee where it's at. Bend, feet come together. And this is the classic butterfly script we may have done before. Feet will be together. And then I'll grab my shins. And I will use same thing as a bear. I will use my elbows to guide my hips, guide my knees closer to the floor, hips into a deeper stretch, okay? We should feel pretty much everything that we just did with bear sit. It might feel really good. It's the first time doing it. Might feel kind of tender right now, but that's okay. It's all about finding what's best for you, right? The best stretch that works for you. Still continue to sit tall. We're gonna breathe, right? 4 count inhale, 8 count exhale. Drive those knees to the floor using those elbows. We're gonna do 1 set of heels and rails here, just like the bear sit, right? So knees drive up in my arms drive down into my knees. So we get a good contraction in the inner thighs without anything else going on for the ride, okay? We'll build up for 10. Then we'll hold that for 10, and then I will quickly, from here, rails, kind of pull my knees closer to the floor, using those outer hips to pry those hips open, okay? And now we'll hold that for 15, and then we'll do the same thing, we'll do 5 lift-offs with a 5-second hold, okay? So get tall, breath in, and slowly start driving knees into elbows, elbows into knees. If you want to lean forward a little bit, if it helps you get more leverage, that is totally okay. We're continuing to build up. We're at 50%, 60%, 70%, 80, 90. Greatest safest ever for 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rails. Pull those knees closer to the floor. 15 seconds here, drive those knees closer, drive those knees, try to get those knees to the ground, pull the arms, pull the legs off of the arms. Here we go, 7, 6, sit tall, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax, okay? So just relax the tension a little bit, you can stay deep in that stretch, okay? Just like we did the other ones, we're gonna come up just a little bit, still grabbing the shins, still sitting tall, and 5 lift-offs, okay? So brace that core. Get tight and pull the knees off the arms. Back in. 1. Pull the knees. And 2. Legs. Good. Drive. 3. 2 more here. Legs off the arms and hold. Good. Come back in. Last one. We're going to hold 5 seconds. Here we go. Pull the knees off of the arms. Here we go. Sit tall. Brace and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back in. Very nice. We'll transfer out of this position. Again, if you want to kind of up here, if you want to straighten out for a second, if you feel like moving that on the hips, that's totally okay. We'll transfer out of this position into what's called figure 4. So very similar to what we did for bear sit into butterfly. We're going to transfer butterfly, figure 4. From here, I'll sit up as tall as I can, but not so tall that now I can't lift my foot off the ground, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to lean back. I want to think, not just lift the knee, I want to try to lift my foot up, and I'll extend my leg straight out, 1 foot at a time, okay? So I'm going to lift left foot, extend, straight leg. This is called figure 4 position, right? So my body makes a nice figure 4, or what should look like a figure 4, okay? So we're going to do what's called 10 reps of straight leg hip flexion lift-offs, right? So we did abduction, adduction, internal rotation, external rotation. So now we have flexion here, okay? We did a flexion extension class in another class, so that you can revisit that one to get more flexion extension work. But for this one, we're just going to do a lift off. So I'm just going to think, solidify my torso, right, so we sit up nice and tall. Brace that core, make sure I have both sit bones on the floor. Okay, I'm going to lock out my left leg. I'm just going to lift this leg as high as I can. Back down. Okay, I don't want to just lift and go here or lift and go there, right? I want to solidify my torso, find where I need to be, try and get my heel about 6 inches off the ground, maybe even less, and then solidify that position, right? So if I'm not tall and then I lift and go back, that means I'm too far forward, right? But if I'm back here and I can get my foot way high, that's obviously too easy. Okay, so figure 4 position. My foot is on the inside of my left leg. Lock out my quad, and I'm gonna lift and hold. Okay, so I got too high on that one, right? So I'm gonna scoot forward. I'm gonna lift my chest, stick my butt up behind me. Both sit bones are down. Squeeze my leg and lift. That's a good height. 1. That's 2. And lift. 3. Lock out that leg. Lift. 4. And lift. 5. Okay, so we're gonna do the next 5. I'm gonna point my toe. So you guys can see. Point my toe now. That'll just change it up just a little bit. Chest is tall, quad is tight, and lift. 1, lift. 2, lift. 3, should feel all this stuff working here. Lift. 4, last one to lift and hold 5 seconds. Here we go. Squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly back down. Okay, from here, I'll do 1 more lift. Pull my knee into my chest. Rotate knee to the side. Step down in butterfly. Here, I will just do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to lift this foot. Not just the knee, right? Lift the foot. Extend out, squeeze that quad. Set down. Bring your foot on the other side. Set your torso, find where you gotta be. Take a couple practice reps if you need to. Lift that chest, lock out your right leg. I will set my torso, set my core tension, and lift back down. So a little bit, chest stays tall, nothing else moves. Lift, 2, lift, 3, lift, 4, squeeze first, lift, 5, let's point that toe, squeeze that quad, lock out the whole leg, lift, 1, forward a little bit more, here, get tight, tight, and lift, there we go, 2, lift, 3, 2 more, squeeze, lift, last 1, lift the chest, don't against the chin, right? We'll lift the chest, squeeze the quad, we're gonna hold 5 seconds. Lift and squeeze, hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and very nice. Okay, from here, relax for a second. You can lean back a little more if you need to. I'm gonna lift, knee to my chest, rotate out, back down, okay? So that was all the work for flexion that we're gonna do for today. Okay, so that was hip internal rotation, hip external rotation, abduction, adduction, and here we'll just finish off. If you have a block, grab it. If you don't have a block, you can grab, like a stack of books, you can grab a pillow, something that you can lay on your side and squeeze between your knees. Okay, so we're gonna do what's called internal rotation lift-offs from a sideline position. Okay, so same thing in my hip bars to start. Just going on my side. Squeeze my knees, squeeze the block between my knees. I shouldn't be, if I was there with you, I shouldn't be able to pull it out, right? So I'm really squeezing. Nothing else is moving. I'm going to do 10 lift-offs for my left hip internal rotation. Okay, so body's tight, cores engaged, squeeze together, and I'm just going to lift and back down. Lift, back down. 2, cores engaged, lift, 3. Lift, 4, lift, 5, 5 more here, lift every rep, fight for more, feel that here, 6, it's not enough just to lift and come down, we gotta lift up and push into that boundary just like those scalp approach, 7, 8. Fight for more. Drive. 9. Last one. Guard down and lift. 10. Okay. Switch to the left side. Do some cards on each side and then we're done. Okay. Squeeze block to the knees. Lay on the side. Feet should line up with the hips. Should line up with the shoulders. Again, if I try to pull it out, I should not be able to take it. Knees really squeeze. Body's tight. Core's engaged. Drive down. 1. Bend right here. Left. 2. Put the right hand on the hip. Don't you not rotate anywhere else. Set that hip joint if you want to feel it moving in there. How do you squeeze up all together before you start the better? Really drive that foot up every single time. Last 5 here. Right. 1. 2. 3. 4. Last 1. Make it shake. Squeeze those knees. Lift that foot. Push. Push. And back in. Okay. On the side, let's just do 2 hip cars from the right hip, 2 hip cars from the left hip, and we're done for the day. Okay? Body's tight, core's engaged, flexion, open up, should feel quite a bit different compared to what it felt like in the starting class and what my hips did. Go back, lift, open, more and more here, lift, open. Internal rotate, that rotates back, heel drives back, swing through, reverse that, heel drives back, heel extension, lift, close it up, and through. So 2 on my left, that's the day. Okay. Stack, hands down, core's tight, flexion. Abduction, abduction. Rotate internal and through. Reverse. Back. Lift. Over. Through. Last one. Best one yet. Up. Open. Internally rotate. Drive back. Through. 1, finish strong, extension, open that hip up, open, fight for more, over the top, and through. Very, very nice. That was one of our first all things hip classes. We definitely have more coming for more flexion, more extension, more overall components of that motion. Really kind of trying to break those down so you can feel what each individual component piece is like. So when you're doing your squats and your lunges, you know that the better that those things get, the better your squats and lunges will get. And again, once again, thank you for joining me in today's class. If you have any questions, please feel free to hit me up. You have Chris or Kyle. We're here to help you. I hope that you enjoyed today's class. I hope that it's hit you feeling better. Continue to do your cars on a daily basis. The more you do your hip cars, the better your hips are going to feel. Continue to go back and kind of review all of our other classes that we have, so really kind of build healthier, stronger joints so you can do anything else that you want to do with your life. So again, thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you at the next one.